Hello everyone and welcome back to Windwalker's Flying Circus. Today we're going to be playing something new. And I'm not really sure that I'm entirely prepared for this experience because I obtained the game just 2 days ago and I barely played it. Although I did mess around a little bit and actually I pulled off some pretty successful flying. But as we all know, DCS is a whole different ball game compared to War Thunder. And there is really nothing even close to an actual simulator of modern jets nowadays. So this is pretty much the top of the notch. So I am rarely intimidated by the game, but this is probably one of them that I've been kinda, I wouldn't really say avoiding, but I was really reluctant on actually trying to actually play this game. So I'm gonna try to not make a complete fool out of myself and take with a grain of salt my knowledge on aircrafts and everything else. Now I'm gonna be playing this on mouse. Well, it's not gonna be mouse and keyboard. It's gonna be a stick, but I tweaked most of the controls except for something that's been bugging me with the zooming of the cockpit. Because I have hat switch, so I gotta figure out why is it zooming it wrong. Let's see, zoom. Where is that? Just gotta see, zoom in slow. That's probably what it is. Zoom in, we gotta clear this combo. Zoom in slow. Should be this. And zoom out, we gotta clear this one. And this one. Okay. I think I got all of that covered more or less. So, so far I've been doing some training flights. I actually did a little bit of custom mission with Noob Life combined. So we did a little bit of flying together. And the flying part is not the problem, but the plane that I decided to go with first was the Sukhoi Su-27. So, fairly modern jet, still in active service, and it's a pretty interesting thing to fly. Now, let's see. We're gonna start with some basic stuff because I literally have to do all of these before I can actually go and take flight. But of course that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna meme around a little bit. But let's start with the basics. So as the description says, welcome to the Su-27 Flanker. The Flanker is one of the most dominant air superiority fighters in modern day combat aviation. It has powerful sensors, weapons, data link. It's a match for pretty much any aircraft you can encounter in DCS World. So, without any further ado, let's go with the startup sequence and actually get this baby in the air. Now, let's see. Now, I haven't had a chance to test this on the stream to see how it's going to perform, but so far, every single detail is on max. That's how I played it. Although, what Nooblight told me, unfortunately, DCS is, in terms of CPUs, it's a single-core game, which kind of surprised me, which means that the engine could be better, and actually it is a little bit obsolete in those terms. So, the objective is to start up the plane, taxi to the runway, and take off. So, let's go, and actually, I want to check.
Welcome to the Su-27 Flanker. The Flanker is one of the most dominant air superiority fighters in modern-day combat aviation. Equipped with powerful sensors.
Before we continue, because when I was on voice comms, I actually had to crank down the volume so I can hear the Noob Life because of the roar of the engine. But since we're going to be doing tutorials
weapons
first,
and the data link.
we got to
It
go
is
a little
matched
bit
for
louder.
any aircraft you may encounter in DCS World. In addition to its air-to-air capabilities, it can also perform a secondary ground strike role with unguided bombs and rockets. Before we start to blow things up though, let's first learn how to start up this bird and taxi to the runway. The first thing I'll ask you to do is turn on the electrical power by pressing right shift and L.
Now, I did map majority of the controls to my stick. So first things first, we gotta do the power up. So we gotta bring up the APU online. And that's, if I'm not mistaken, should be this.
With the electrical power now engaged, you can see that the heads-up display, or HUD, comes to life, as well as many instruments and cockpit lights. Before moving the aircraft, make sure that more than 3 minutes have elapsed in order to let the horizontal situation indicator gyro to align properly. Now that we have power, let's turn on the navigation.
Gotta balance
lights by
this
pressing
out.
Right, Control, and L.
Okay, we gotta turn on the nav lights. That should be this.
Next, let's close the canopy by pressing Left, Control, and C.
Canopy.
Our next step is to start our two engines. Before you do so, make sure your throttle controller has a 0 power setting. Start the left engine by pressing Right, Alt, and Home.
Throttle is on 0. So we are going to start the left engine first. There's got to be a light indicator here.
With the left engine started, press Right, Control, and Home to start the right engine.
Start the right one.
In the center of your front dash is the RPM engine gauge with 2 needles. When an engine is being started, one of the 2 green lights below the engine temperature gauge will light. Once the light turns off, it indicates the engine is ready for operation. In the lower left corner of the dash is an aircraft symbol that indicates the status of your flaps, landing gear, and air brake. Lower your flaps to the takeoff position by pressing Left Shift and F.
Oh, I love this sound. Engine 1 is running. Engine 2 is self-sustained and running. Okay, lower the flaps. So that goes, if I'm not mistaken, this key. Did I lower them? Yes, I did. Left shift and F. Well, I did press that.
We're now ready to taxi, so slowly increase the throttles by moving your throttle control forward or pressing page up. To reduce throttle, use your throttle controller or press page down. To use the wheel brakes, press W. Start rolling forward and turn to the left of the taxiway ahead. Press Z to steer left and press X to steer right.
Yeah, that's fine, but we gotta unlock the nose gear first so we can actually move. Alt and Q. That's unlocking the wheels. So the stick is calibrated, that's good. Let's check whether it's responding to controls. Good. Now, what's the mirrors? It's gotta be M. Okay, good. Let's check the rudder. It works. Okay, so we gotta power this up. Throttle a little bit.
102. Ассистент. Разрешаю руление на полосу 26.
You're now heading in the right direction. Keep your taxi speed around 20 kilometers per hour as indicated in the top left corner of the HUD. As you taxi, use small, smooth rudder corrections to keep you aligned on the center of the taxiway.
Gotta love this. Small and smooth rudder correction to keep you aligned on the center of the taxiway. Yeah, okay, I'm on center. This thing looks like War Thunder. Well, it's not War Thunder, man. This is way better. Well, at least in terms of flying.
At the fork, hang a right to reach the runway.
A bit more. How much fuel we got? We got a fuel. Okay, full tank. I'm not used to flying with a stick, so pardon me if it's going to be a little bit
you
wonky.
can go to external view by pressing F2 and return to the cockpit by pressing F1. You can zoom in and out using the keypad star or slash keys. Rotate the keys using the keypad direction keys.
Okay, let's get on that runway. And this is the Su-27 flanker. Okay, we're going a little bit too fast.
We've now reached the runway threshold. Taxi on the runway to the right and align yourself down the length of it. Once aligned down the runway, increase the thrust of both engines to maximum and use gentle inputs of the rudders to keep you tracking down the center line. Increase speed to 250 kilometers per hour and then gently pull back on the controller to allow the aircraft to fly itself off the runway.
Okay. We are in takeoff position. Flaps are okay. Everything seems to be running smoothly. Okay, here we go. If I'm not mistaken, these are the afterburner lights. So when I punch this baby, it should go green. 250 kilometers per hour. Here goes nothing. There we go. Green lights. More. Okay, let's go up.
With positive climb established, raise the landing gear by pressing G. In the top
Gear
right corner of
up.
the HUD is your altitude in meters. Between the altitude and speed indication is your heading table.
Flaps up.
In the center of the HUD is the pitch and roll indication, and along the right side of the HUD is your pitch level and brake velocity indication. Go ahead and raise to flaps and press your left control over the
There we go. Woohoo! Okay, throttle down. Dude, this looks so good. Okay, radar should be I. Okay, enabled. Although I have no guns or anything, so I don't really need that. Very nice. I love how it responds to controls. Okay, let's go in a climb. Okay, so far so good. We got plenty of fuel, so we can mess around. Although I'm not really sure what's the altitude ceiling of this thing. Whatever it is, we're gonna pull it up. Control seems to be responding well. And all that remains is that we actually go and land, if we can do that without crashing, because landing is the most difficult thing to do in this game, from what I understood. Okay, we need to change the radar to POS. Okay, that's blind points. Follow the glide paths. pulling a little bit heavy G's. Okay, that's good. Let's throttle down and go lower. Not that fast. Hey Boris, how you doing, man? Keep it simple. But I love this thing. And it really flies like a real deal. So I gotta trim the controls a little bit. Nose up, trim. That's better. So how far are we? Okay, that's my airfield. Coming in a little bit hot, so we gotta slow down. Here's the airstrip. But the nice thing about the nav computer, it actually leads you to the actual glide path for landing. So you just follow the computer. What do we got there? Some Su-27s on the runway. Ural trucks. Slow now. Let's accelerate a little bit. Far enough. Oh, actually, no, we gotta move away a little bit more. There's the entry point for the landing. Honestly, I'm gonna fucking shit my pants. I only did landing once or twice, so don't laugh if I smack my landing gear. Or just die in a fiery blast. Let's start the turn. Now, since this is my first stream of DCS, how do you like the video quality? It should be fine without any stutters or anything. Locally, we're in a good position. There's the runway. A bit of throttle. Man, it's a beautiful plane. How's that? Oh, there it is. A little bit to the left. A smidge of throttle. Cruise 430. That's alright.
Выпустить шасси. Выпустить шасси. Выпустить шасси.
Yes, yes.
Выпустить шасси. 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 Выпустить шасси.
Gear down.
Шасси. Выпустить шасси.
Okay, we need a little bit of power. I think I overshot a little bit. Flaps down. Now, if I'm not mistaken, B is for air brake, but we don't need that yet. Stall warning. Add a little bit. Okay, looks good. Throttle down. Brakes. And just smoothly glide in. I think I fucked up. Drag shoes. Yeah, I think I just busted my wheel. I punctured my tires because I landed a little bit off the runway. But hey, for a first landing,
102. Заруливайте на стоянку.
it's not that bad. Yeah, I think well, I'm still in one piece. Cut the chutes. Break down. Hey, I survived. Okay, what's the procedure? I gotta, first things first, switch off the engine. So, engine number 2. So we do all the same things, but just in reverse. So, engine number 2, throttle to 0, lock the wheels. Engine 2, shut down, please. Did it shut down? Yeah, it did. Flaps in neutral position. Cockpits open. Good. Navigation lights off and APU off. I made it. It wasn't perfect, but yeah, definitely I need a little bit more practice in this. I'm gonna have to do one more run without ripping my actual tires. But hey, I made it. I fucking made it. If pilot is alive and plane is not burning, no worries. Yeah, well, we can do better than this. I just need a little bit of practice. Let's try this one more time. So we go to briefing, fly. Actually, can I restart? No. I guess we're gonna have to quit and then start it again. Okay. Fly again. I just want to make sure that I did everything right.
Welcome to the SG-27
Yes,
Flanker.
yes.
The Flanker is one of the most dominant air superiority fighters in modern-day combat aviation.
Problem
Equipped with
is,
powerful sensors, weapons,
this guy's
and
gonna
data
keep
link,
bugging me.
it is a match for any aircraft
okay,
you may
APU
encounter
is
in
on.
DCS World.
Nav lights
In addition
on.
to its air-to-air capabilities,
Cockpits
it can also perform a
closed.
secondary ground strike role with unguided bombs and rockets. Before we start to blow things up, though, let's first learn how to start up this bird and taxi to the runway.
Yes. Flaps
The first thing I'll ask
down.
you to do is turn on the electrical power
Test.
by pressing right shift and L.
We already did that, dude. Although it
With the
might
electrical power now engaged, you
have
can
to
see that the
guide me.
heads-up display, or HUD, comes to life, as well as many instruments and cockpit lights.
Yes. That's all
Before
very
moving the
interesting.
aircraft, make
Engine
sure that
start
more than 3
number
minutes
1.
have elapsed in order to let the horizontal situation indicator gyro to align properly. Now that we have power, let's turn on the navigation lights. We're pressing right.
You can actually
control,
see the blades
power.
spinning. I'm playing with Logitech stick. Come on. Engine number 1 is up. We start engine number 2.
107. Пошел ППМ-3 на 1000.
Okay, next. What did I forget? Flaps going down. That's good. Come on, baby, start. Almost. Engine 2 starts. Okay, unlock the nose wheel. And throttle up. Although we can do it with an open cockpit just to hear the sound.
102. Ассистент. Разрешаю
Seconds.
руление на полосу 26.
Okay.
Next, let's close the canopy by pressing left, Control, and C.
Yeah, okay.
Our next step is to start our two engines. Before you do so, make sure your throttle controller has a 0 power setting. Start the left engine by pressing right, Alt, and Home.
1000.
I'm still a little scared shitless, but I'm doing this with a hell of a lot more confidence. Well, it looks good. Bruh, the engine sound is just magnificent. Okay, throttle to 0, a little bit of brakes. And let's exit to the runway. Let's take off position. Now, the nav computer, we'll set it to waypoint this one. Well, I think we are more or less ready to go. Let's punch it. Up, flaps up, throttle down a little bit, and ladies and gentlemen, we are airborne. Nice. Full throttle, trim the nose a little bit down.
Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка. Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка.
Yes, high angle of attack, I know. Just toying with it. Just toying with it. Okay, how much fuel we actually got? Let's see how much is the consumption when we were using the afterburner. I don't know if I can see that in a digital format or it's just like this. It is chugging fuel. Pretty basic.
Предельная перегрузка. Скорость предельная. Скорость
Flaps
предельная.
up.
Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка. Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка. Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка.
Okay, responds to controls very nicely. Rudder. Yep. Okay, good. Now the hard parts. Landing. Nav computer goes to waypoint 1. Throttle to 30%. Okay, speed up. Let's just follow the waypoints. Nose trim a little bit down. That's so there's the airstrip. It seems like we got some traffic on the runway. Let's not crash into something. This is going to be interesting. Yes, yes.
Выпустить шасси. Выпустить шасси.
Brakes.
Выпустить шасси. Выпустить шасси. Выпустить шасси. Выпустить шасси. Выпустить шасси. Выпустить
Just a
шасси.
little bit fast for
Выпустить
this.
шасси.
Flaps.
Выпустить шасси. Выпустить шасси.
Gear down.
Выпустить шасси. Выпустить шасси.
A little bit low. That's okay. I think I popped the right. No, I did not. Parachute. Brakes. Actually, I did pop one. God damn it. Damn, this is harder than I expected. I mean, I did land, but I gotta check what's the actual speed threshold.
Заруливайте на стоянку.
Up the chutes. Well, can we taxi? Well, theoretically we can. It'd be better if I wouldn't do it on the wheel. But yeah, in theory, I just popped the tire, so we're fine. This is fine. Okay. Brakes. This is fine. Yeah, we're gonna park it in a ditch. pop some fresh air. Now, to power down, we need right engine shut, left engine shut, flaps up, that's nav lights off, and APU off. That's it. Oh yeah, lock the nose wheel. Well, another happy landing. Yeah, by the end of the day I might land without popping any tires. We'll see. I'm still not sure about the speed threshold. 260 is for landing, but the thing is, I think you got to touch down at around 200, I don't know, 220 maybe. Okay. But we made it, so that's okay. So startup is fine. Flight and navigation I did not play yet. And as you can see, I actually stepped first for for tutorials because I was literally landing in the first one. So that one is on me. We haven't reached that part yet. Now let me just reset the throttle to 0. So let's go for flight and navigation. But anyway, how are you guys today? Yesterday, I swear to God, I landed without popping any tires. So, it says, fly through the gates to Nashik Airfield Base and land. Known threats, none. Temperature, do we have crosswinds? Well, not turbulence, not really. Okay. Whoa, we are in the air.
Welcome to this lesson, Basic Flying and Navigation with the SU-27. This lesson will teach you how to get from point A to point Z and all points in between. I currently have the lesson in active pause. If you wish, you can turn on cockpit lighting by pressing L. Your airspeed is indicated at the top left corner of the HUD. The horizontal line below the airspeed indication, with the caret below it, indicates your acceleration.
So this is my speed.
If the caret is on the left side of the line, you are deaccelerating. If it is in the center, your speed is not changing, and if it is on the right side of the line, you are accelerating. The smaller number above is your set airspeed for that leg of the route when you're in navigation mode. Press the space bar to continue.
Okay, you could have told me that immediately, bro.
Your altitude in meters is indicated in the top right corner of your HUD. An R to the right indicates it is radar altitude, or height above ground, and not barometric, height above sea level altitude. The smaller number above is your desired barometric altitude for that leg of the route. Press the space bar to continue.
Okay, that's pretty straightforward.
You probably notice a circle in the center of the HUD. This provides you forced steering to the next waypoint. By flying the aircraft to align the circle in the center of the bank and pitch indicator in the center of the HUD, you will reach your next destination with a course line. The course line is a direct line between two waypoints. Press the space bar to continue. In the bottom center of your front dash is a horizontal situation indicator, or HSI, that looks like a compass. The yellow needle points directly to your next waypoint, and the top left field indicates the range of kilometers to that waypoint. The top right field indicates your course bearing to reach the next waypoint. The double white needles points to your course intercept, and you're on course to the next waypoint with the yellow and white needles on the line. Press the space bar to continue.
Okay.
Ahead of you are a series of gates to fly through. Fly through the first gate directly ahead of you. You can push the control stick forward to push the nose down and dive, or pull back the stick to raise the nose and climb. These inputs control your elevator. Use the throttle, page up and page down.
Keep your airspeed around
Thrust.
620.
Try to keep your airspeed around 620 kilometers per hour. Press the space bar when you're ready, and that will unpause the lesson.
Okay,
Note
please
that
do.
when you pass through a gate, the next one's sequence will become larger if it's rather far away. If you get too fast, reduce the throttle and toggle your air brakes by pressing B.
Okay, sounds pretty straightforward. Throttle down a little bit. faster. There we go. That's...
The next gate is above you and to the left. To change your heading, use your aircraft's ailerons to roll the aircraft to the left by moving your control stick to the left, and then gently pulling back on the stick until you are aligned with the next gate. The next two gates are below you and to the right. This time, roll the aircraft to the right and lower your nose to fly through the gates.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Too fast, throttle down. Pretty narrow corridors.
Fly through the next gate directly. As you go faster, your nose will want to rise, and as you go slower, the nose will want to fall. Keep your nose level, try using the trim. To trim the nose up, press right control period. To trim the nose down, press right control and semicolon.
I'm nailing it, motherfucker.
Keep flying through the gates ahead. As mentioned in the previous lesson, you can also move your nose side to side using the rudder while yaw. Yaw left by pressing Z.
Whoa, yeah,
right
rudder
by
is a
pressing
little
X.
bit sensitive on this thing. I gotta probably tweak the dead zone a little bit for that. But we're okay, we're okay.
In the lower center of the HUD, you can see the range indication to the next waypoint.
Shut up, motherfucker, I'm too busy on focusing on this. I can't fucking look around. Yeah, mouse and keyboard, I tried. It's... I mean, it's all digital, so you can't really do it like fine-tuning, you know? Throttle up a little bit. Okay, are we there yet? Okay.
You have two primary autopilot modes that can be quite useful during long flights. These include altitude, H, route follow, A. You also have several others that you can read about in the SU-27. Good. The aircraft is now under autopilot control.
Yeah, I can see that. He
On the right
fucking
side of the
yanks
front
right into the
cockpit is heads
ground.
down display.
Call that an
HD.
autopilot?
This has two modes, one for the HUD repeater and one for the tactical display. You can toggle between the two modes by pressing left control and R. In the tactical mode, the HDD will display navigation information when you're in the navigation master mode. Cycle between the two modes and press the spacebar when you're in the tactical display, showing navigation information.
Left control and R. Yeah, thank you, autopilot, for missing the fucking gates. Crap. Do I need to turn around to actually repeat that one, or I just fly through the next one? I don't even know. Yeah. No, if the autopilots were any good, we wouldn't have need for pilots, right? Well, no one's gonna notice a thing. We're good. Hope. Okay, next waypoint, please. Stick gets new zero in place. Yeah, I did notice that. But it is freaking
Управляй
weird.
вручную.
Up. Okay, so far so good. Sorta. No, not really. I'm way off the marker. Okay, that's better. Trim the nose a bit down. Thank you. I won't continue talking if I don't know. Maybe. Hope not. Let's go full speed. So we can catch up. Next waypoint, 21.2 kilometers. Ooh. Nice. Do we have fuel? Yeah, we do. Okay. Okay, slow down. There's the waypoints. It's safe to say that we're coming in a little bit hot, so I'm gonna use the air brake. Okay, good. Brake up.
Управляй вручную.
Okay, next waypoint, 8 kilometers. Okay, why is this autopilot trying to fucking fling me in the ground? The hell is your problem?
Переведи в набор.
Вау.
Переведи в набор. Переведи в набор. Управляй вручную.
What is pulling me to the side? What's going on? Something is literally pulling me to the side. Maybe it's a crosswind. Gonna have to do some tweaking. Okay, it's getting stable. Yeah, it's gotta be a crosswind. Boy, that was weird. See? Why is it rolling to the right? What the hell is
Переведи в
wrong with
набор. Переведи в набор. Переведи в набор.
you? No clue what's that all about, but let's try the left trim. Nope, it's still rolling me. Okay, that's better. Yeah, it's definitely trim. How many bloody waypoints are there? Okay. Now what? Landing, I suppose? There's something there. Yep, that's the runway. Okay, brakes. Slow down, baby. Up. Throttle. Throttle, throttle, throttle. Oof. Just a little bit. Gear down. Brakes. Whoa, 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 gently. Still going too hot.
Переведи в набор. Переведи в набор. Предельный угол атаки.
Parachute. There goes my landing gear. Yeah, I knew I came in too hot. Shit.
102. Заруливайте на стоянку.
Damn it. And there goes one engine. God damn it. That went super fucking well. It tries to turn you back to missed point to look behind. I don't know, but I did not enable the autopilot. So I guess I fucked up. So we're gonna have to restart this. God damn it. Yeah, that did not go so well. We gotta do this all over again. But I get the points of the tutorial, so it's not a biggie. But still.
Welcome to this lesson.
Yes,
Basic flying
yes.
navigation.
Spacebar to continue,
This
please.
lesson will teach you how to get from point A to point Z and all points in between. I currently have the lesson in active pause.
Blah, blah, blah,
You
yada,
will.
yada, yada.
You turn
Okay,
on
can we
cockpit
skip
light
that part?
by pressing the bell. Your airspeed is indicated in the top left corner of the HUD. The horizontal line below the airspeed indication with the carrier below indicates your acceleration or deceleration. If the carrier is on the left side of the line,
Yes, yes, I get it.
if it is in the center, your speed is not changing, and if it is on the right side of the line, you're accelerating. The smaller number above is your set airspeed for that leg of the route when you're in navigation.
Can we
Press the
please?
spacebar to continue.
Thank you.
Your altitude in meters is indicated in the top right corner of your HUD. R to the right indicates your radar altitude or height above ground.
Yeah,
not
I am
your
pressing the
measure.
spacebar. It's
Height
just
above
not
sea
skipping
level.
it.
The smaller number above
That's
is
the
desired
problem.
barometric
It seems
altitude.
like he's got to go
That
blah,
leg
blah,
of the
blah.
route. Press the
Yada, yada,
spacebar to
yada.
continue. You probably notice a circle in the center of the HUD. This provides you course steering to the next waypoint. By flying the aircraft to align the circle in the center,
This
of
kind
the
of
plane
reminds me of
pitching
Viva Dirt
in the
Lake,
center
like
of it.
skipping
You will reach your
cutscenes.
next
Skip,
destination
skip,
with course
skip.
line. The course line is the direct line between two waypoints. Press the spacebar to continue. In the bottom center of your front dash is a horizontal situation indicator for HSI that looks like a compass. The yellow needle points directly to your next waypoint. And the top left field indicates the range of kilometers to that waypoint. The top right field indicates your course bearing to reach the next waypoint. The double white needles points to your course intercept. When you're on course to the next waypoint, both the yellow and white needles will align. Press the spacebar to continue. Ahead of you are a series of gates to fly through. Fly through the first gate directly ahead of you. You can push the control stick forward to push the nose down and dive, or pull back the stick to raise the nose and climb. These inputs control your elevator. Use the throttle, page up and page down, to control your thrust. Try to keep your airspeed around 620 kilometers per hour. Press the spacebar when you're ready, and I will unpause
Yeah,
the lesson.
the most boring part is that I can't fucking skip
Note
this.
that when you pass through a gate, the next one's sequence will become larger if it's rather far away. If you get too fast, reduce the throttle and toggle your air brakes by pressing B.
Boring.
The next gate is above you and to the left. To change your heading, use your aircraft's ailerons to roll the aircraft to the left by moving your control stick to the left.
I
and
am,
then
motherfucker,
gently
shut up.
pulling back on the stick until you are aligned with the next gate. The next two gates are below you and to the right. This time, roll the aircraft to the right and lower your nose to fly through the gates. Fly through the next gate directly ahead. As you go faster, the nose will want to rise, and as you go slower, the nose will want to fall. To keep your nose level, try using the trim. To trim the nose up, press right control and period. To trim the nose down, press right control and semicolon.
I'm good.
Keep flying through the gates ahead. As mentioned in the previous lesson, you can also move your nose side to side using the rudder, while yaw left by pressing Z, and yaw right by pressing X.
Okay. So far, so good.
In the lower center of the HUD, you can see the range indication to the next waypoint. You have two primary autopilot modes that can be quite useful during long flights. These include altitudinal, H, route follow, A. You also have several others that you can read about in the SU-27 manual. Let's try route follow mode. That will automatically fly our flight mode. Press A to enter route follow. Good. The aircraft is now under autopilot control. On the right side of the front cockpit is the heads down display, or HDD. This has two modes, one for the HUD repeater and one for the tactical display. You can toggle between the two modes by pressing left control and R. In the tactical mode, the HDD will display navigation information when you're in the navigation master mode. Cycle between the two modes and press the space bar when you're in the tactical display showing navigation information.
Okay. So left control and R. Okay, and then space
You
bar.
can adjust the scale of the HDD by pressing equal to zoom in and minus to zoom out. Give it a try and press the space bar when done.
Let's zoom in and out on the waypoints. Okay, space bar.
In the bottom left corner of the HDD is the range scale. This indicates the representative ground distance of the line below the scale number. In the bottom right corner is your airspeed. In the center top of the HDD is a center caret line that indicates your course deviation. The flight plan is indicated as a series of circles connected by lines. Each circle is a waypoint with the waypoint number inside the circle. The selected waypoint is filled in. You can cycle the selected waypoint by pressing
Left control and tilde. Okay.
When the waypoint is selected, the line will connect your aircraft icon to the selected waypoint. Also on the HDD, the rectangles that indicate air bases. The boxed air base is your assigned landing base. The diamond indicates your landing and mission point. This concludes his training lesson.
Okay. Fine. Throttle. Yeah, well, I guess. I mean, it's teaching you everything about the radars, navigation, and shit like that, so I know it's necessary, but it's definitely need to work on it. Yeah, I love a lot more serious than that. This time, I want to do it right. Okay. Yeah, you engage autopilot and it actually freaks out. Okay, that's weird. Why you do this? Throttle up. Twin nose down. Pulling up. Okay, that's better. Met a guy who showed me what 2 years of learning means. 20 minutes in the game, got into mountains with it. Well, let me put it like this. Yesterday, without any of these tutorials or anything, me and newbie in the custom battle, I shot down 4 F-16s and a Wigan, and I killed the Wigan with a cannon. So, yeah. It was fun. But then again, I need to know this. Like, do I have flares? Yes, I do. Yeah, this would definitely be way way more simple with the Oculus Rift and stuff. But I mean, I linked this to the head switch, so, and it kind of works alright. Takes a little bit of practice, but I'll get used to it. Unfortunately, it's a digital hat switch, not analog, but it gets the job done. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with this plane. Next waypoints. Got it. Let's slow down. Actually easier to just pop the air brake for a short period of time instead of doing this via throttle, because throttle is just keeping the engine in the constant RPM range. So once you stabilize your airspeed, it's not going to rise, it's just going to stay as it should be. No. So I think I actually tried to land on the runway from the wrong glide paths, and that's what fucked me up, because I nearly stumbled into some trees. So I think he said triangle actually represents the base, while the different symbol is pointing my, like, literally glide path entry. Yeah, that's it. Diamond is actually my base. Okay, fine. I can't know everything. My next waypoints. Yeah. Where am I? Oh, there's the base. Okay. Here she goes.
В воздухе.
Okay, so far so good.
Прошел ППМ-2 на 1100.
Flaps down. Gear down. Trees. Who the fuck builds fucking homes in front of the runway? Really? Never mind. Okay, I fucked it up again. Ah, come on. Fuck off. Well, I did everything more or less right if we don't count crashing and dying. Oh god. Anyway, next it says landing easy. Well, so far it wasn't so bloody easy. Let's see. Navigate to Mozdok Airfield and land. No.
In this lesson, we're going to learn how to navigate to an airfield and land on it. There are 3 navigation modes that we'll be using: en route, return to base, and landing. These submodes are selected automatically for specific points along the assigned flight path, but they can also be cycled manually. In this lesson, we'll use the automatic mode. I currently have the lesson paused as I explain some of the finer points. Press the spacebar to continue. What we learn in this lesson is how to navigate to a waypoint using route mode, switch to return mode automatically, and then switch to landing mode automatically. We are currently in route mode, as indicated in the bottom left corner of the HUD. This mode allows us to fly from waypoint to waypoint sequence automatically, as we did in the previous navigation lesson. However, in this lesson, we will try the manual selection. Press the spacebar to continue.
Okay.
can see that waypoint 1 is selected with a range of 8.6 kilometers. Press left control and tilde to select waypoint 2. You can see that waypoint 2 is 15.5 kilometers from us. As we learned in the prior lesson, we can see the direct heading of the waypoint is indicated by the yellow arrow on the HSI, and the twin white arrows indicate our path to fly the course line. Directly above the HSI is the attitude director indicator, or ADI. This is a sphere with one hemisphere white and one hemisphere black. In the center of the ADI is a white aircraft symbol. This aircraft symbol stays stationary in pitch, but will rotate as you maneuver and roll. The ADI ball will move in pitch in relation to the aircraft symbol. When the aircraft symbol center is over black, your nose is below the horizon. If the aircraft symbol center is over white, your nose is pointing above the horizon. Press the space bar to continue.
Okay. Press space bar, yes,
In the center of
please.
the ADI are two yellow lines that help assist you reach the waypoint near the course line. The course line is a direct line between two waypoints. The vertical line indicates your required azimuth steering to reach and maintain the course line. And the yellow vertical line centered on the
Why is this guy so quiet? Like, literally, I can barely hear him because of the bloody engine sound. I don't even know.
ADI, and are flying on or to the course line. If the vertical line is off to either side, put your stick in that direction until the vertical line centers on the ADI and adjust your roll to keep it centered. The yellow horizontal line indicates your elevation course steering. When centered on the ADI, you are flying at or to the set course altitude for that waypoint. The yellow line is in the lower half of the ADI. Push the stick forward until the yellow horizontal line centers on the ADI.
Yes, yes.
Keep it centered. Conversely, if the yellow horizontal line is above the center line of the ADI, pull back on the stick until the line centers. Along the top and left side of the ADI are your heading and elevation deviation scales. The more the lines are from center, the greater you are off the direct path to reach the waypoint. Let's practice this as we fly to waypoint 2. I will unpause the lesson and we'll press the space bar.
Will ya?
You'll first need to intercept the course line between waypoints 1 and 2. Note that the ADI steering bars and the HUD navigation circle provide us the same information. Fly the aircraft to center the ADI steering bars by adjusting the pitch and roll to keep the bars centered on the ADI. Or, you can fly to keep the navigation circle on the HUD in the very center of the pitch and bank indicator. Choice is yours. Also remember that the assigned airspeed and altitude for the waypoint are indicated with smaller digits above your current airspeed and altitude. Fly to waypoint 2.
I am.
Nice job. As you may have noticed, the waypoint automatically cycles to waypoint 3. Go ahead and fly to waypoint 3 along the course line. Maintain a speed of around 400 kilometers per hour.
400. Throttle down a little bit. So there is literally no waypoints of like gates. You just gotta navigate by the display. Okay. Fine, I can do that.
Now that you have reached the last en route waypoint, notice that the return mode has automatically been selected, as indicated by RTN in the lower left corner of the HUD. Your navigation steering will now provide you steering to intercept the instrumented landing system beams at the proper heading and altitude. Fly the assigned return navigation.
Okay, so we gotta drop down speed to 340 and climb a little bit. Brake.
We've now entered the ILS beams and have automatically switched to the landing mode as indicated by the LNDG indication in the bottom left corner of the HUD. The ILS contains a glide slope beam to help guide you vertically, and the localizer beam helps you to guide horizontally. Below the landing indication is a K indication that lets you know that you have captured the ILS beams. The upside down L in the lower left side of the HUD indicates that you are on glide slope. If you have not already done so, reduce your airspeed to less than 400 kilometers per hour and lower your landing gear by pressing G. If you need to, deploy your air brakes by pressing B. Lower your landing flaps by pressing left shift and F. Press the spacebar to continue.
Gear down. Okay.
Also in the HUD are a large and small circle. The large circle is your director circle. As in other modes, fly the aircraft to center the circle inside the pitch and roll indicator in the center of the HUD. The smaller circle is your glide slope error circle. Like the director circle, you want to center this in the pitch and roll indicator. If the director circle is above the roll and pitch indicator, you are too high. And conversely, if it is below the roll and pitch indicator. If the director circle is left of the center and pitch and roll indicator, it means you are left of the localizer beam. And conversely, if it is right of the roll and pitch indicator. Once on glide slope, use pitch to control your airspeed and throttle to control your altitude.
That's what I'm doing. But at this rate, I'm gonna frickin' stall. Your glide pad is messed up, dude. We need a little bit of throttle. Okay, that's better. Okay, ILS landing ain't simple.
You just passed the outer marker beacon, and your airspeed should be between 290 and 310 kilometers per hour and on glide slope.
Okay, so far so good. A little bit off the slope, but we can fix that.
You have now passed the inner marker beacon, and your airspeed should be between 250 and 270 kilometers per hour.
Yep. Looking good.
You just passed the runway threshold. When the radar altimeter indicates 5 meters, reduce the throttle to idle and flare the nose such that the sink rate, as indicated on the right side of the HUD, is between 1 and 2 meters per second. Once all the wheels are on the ground and your speed is below 250 kilometers per hour, release the brake and chute by pressing P. Hold down the W key to apply the wheel brakes until the aircraft comes to a complete stop.
Okay. Drag chutes. Brakes. I managed to land. Yay! By an ILS. Not bad.
Looks like you got her down in one piece. You can end the lesson now by pressing the escape key.
Oh. Whew. Yeah, that's pretty good. Although my glide slope was a little bit... Yeah, I think I started braking too soon. But hey, I managed to land in one piece. I didn't rip anything. Everything looks fine. I'm proud of myself. There we go. Okay, well, it doesn't say whether you completed it or not, but I guess I did. But these are only the training missions. Okay, landing difficult. Oof. In the past 2 lessons, we learned the basics of navigation and landing under ideal conditions. In this lesson, we're gonna put what you learned to the test by finding an airfield and landing at night during a thunderstorm. Oh dear. I'm not really sure whether I'm ready for this. Okay. Okay, time to put on the big boy pants. Some night and thunderstorm. So we're gonna have to rely on ILS for the most part.
In the past 2 lessons, we learned the basics of navigation and landing under ideal conditions. In this lesson, we're going to put what you learned at the test by finding an airfield and landing on it at night during a thunderstorm. Sounds fun, huh? Let's turn on the cockpit and press it now. We're currently in route mode, but we have no airfield at the final route destination. So let's select return mode by pressing 1.
Return mode by pressing 1. Okay.
Using what we learned about course steering through the HUD and ADI, fly the assigned return course that will lead you to the ILS intercept for Beslan Airfield. As you start to descend, you'll probably pick up a lot of speed. Don't forget that you can deploy the air brakes by pressing B.
Okay. Yeah, it's good that I can actually see fucking something. Night landing. Nah. Brakes. I think I see some terrain down there. Gonna drop to 1500. We're a little bit too low. Brake up. See jack shit. And this is going to be interesting. The next marker. You guys probably can't see jack shit, but trust me, you can't see it either. Okay, 12 kilometers to the next waypoint.
you get closer to the airfield, you should also mention that not all airfields have rush controls, as we have in the United States. Airfields that do include Moscow, Phoenix, Nikon, and Crowd Control Center. One that does not have this, you will not have the HUD ILS indications. However, if you look down your page inside, you will notice a dash across the center with a solid vertical and horizontal lines. The dash lines are fixed and represent the optimal bicycle and localizer positions of the solid lines. Press the spacebar to continue.
Okay, I see the runway. I think I'm gonna have to.
If the license bar is below the dash line, you are above the license. If it is above the dash line, you are under the license. If the localizer line is left to center, you need to fly to it. If the localizer is to the right of center, you need to fly to the right. You always fly to the right.
Oh dear.
As we pass over the inner marker line, you may have moved a little bit crosswind from south to counterwinds, then put a little left rudder by pressing Z, and add a little right wing. Keep your nose tracking down the course.
Drag shoots. Okay, I landed a little bit off the runway. Holy shit. Let's not do this ever fucking again.
Looks like you got her down in one piece. You can end the lesson now by pressing escape.
Are you fucking nuts? Oh my god. I never ever want to do this in my life again. I didn't break anything. Oh Jesus. Let's taste that rain. I guess I just got lucky. But hey, I'll take it. That's it. Whew. Now, excuse me for a second. I gotta go and change my underwear. Oh, damn. That was fucking nuts. Oh, bloody hell. Whew. Okay, what's next? RVR and countermeasures. We're going to take a look at the Berioza Radar Warning Receiver, or RVR. We'll also talk about the countermeasure system at your disposal. That's all fun in games, but I want to shoot down something. Although, I think this is enough for today when it comes to tutorials. Can I actually try to fly a different plane? But probably the startup and everything else is different. Let's go, give it a run on the SU-25. It's probably different, but I haven't tried it yet, so this is my first time actually trying it. Time for trying to understand the Soviet RVR. Yeah, I kind of did a little bit of reading on it. It is a little bit weird at first until you get used to it. Okay, now this is a different plane, so I'm not really sure
Welcome to
whether
the
this is the same
SU-25P
thing.
Frogfoot. The Frogfoot, also called the Grudge, is a very capable ground attack aircraft that can destroy most anything on the battlefield. Before we start
that's
blowing
nice.
things up, though, let's first learn how to start up this bird and taxi to the runway.
Okay.
The first thing I'll ask you to do is turn on the electrical power by pressing right shift and L. With the electrical power now engaged, you can see that the heads-up display, or HUD, comes to life, as well as many instruments and cockpit lights. Before moving the aircraft, make sure that more than 3 minutes have elapsed in order to let the horizontal situation indicator gyro to align properly.
Nav lights.
Now that we have power, let's turn on the navigation lights by pressing right, control, and L.
Okay.
Next, let's close the canopy by pressing left, control, and C. Our next step is to start our two engines. Before you do so, make sure your throttle controller has a 0 power setting. Start the left engine by
zero?
pressing right, Alt, and Home.
Okay, that should be engine number 1. Oh wait, we start the left engine, right? Well, yeah. Right, Alt, and Home.
With the left engine started, press right Control and Home to start the right engine.
Yeah, I think I didn't map the controls for it. God damn it. Because you got to do it for each individual plane.
Off the lower left corner of the TV display is the engine gauge, with needles marked 1 and 2 for the 2 engines. When an engine is being started, one of the 2 green lights below the gauge will light. Once the light turns off, it indicates that the engine is ready for operation. In the lower left corner of the dash is an aircraft symbol that indicates the status of your flaps, landing gear, and air brake. Lower your flaps to the takeoff position by pressing left shift and F. We're now ready to taxi, so slowly increase the throttles by moving your throttle control forward or pressing page up. To reduce throttle, use your throttle controller
this one doesn't have
press
a nose
page
lock.
down. To use the wheel brakes, press W.
Okay.
Start rolling forward and turn to the left of the taxiway ahead. Press Z to steer left and press X to steer right.
Oh dear. Yeah, it doesn't respond to controls because it's on keyboard. Yeah, I gotta map the controls. Different bird.
Nice job. You're now heading in the right direction. Keep your taxi speed around 10 kilometers per hour. As you taxi, use small, smooth rudder corrections to keep you aligned on the center of the taxiway.
Yeah, it seems like there are 2 types of the SU-25. But this is going to be difficult because I literally did not map all the controls. Yikes. But let's see how it flies. I'm curious.
At the fork, hang a right to reach the runway.
So I'm going to have to use the combo of keyboard and joystick. It's going to be a little bit weird.
As we taxi, you can go to external view by pressing F2 and return to the cockpit by pressing F1. You can zoom in and out using the keypad star and / keys. Rotate the views using the keypad directional keys. We've now reached the runway threshold. Taxi onto the runway to the right and align yourself down the length of it.
It's a little bit fat and doesn't
Once
really
aligned down the runway, increase
respond to
thrust of both
controls.
engines to maximum and use gentle inputs on the rudder, X and Z, to keep you tracking down the center line.
Okay, let's do the check. Okay. Down. Everything is good. Let's punch it.
And your airspeed, as indicated in the top left corner of the HUD, indicates about 250 kilometers per hour. Gently pull back on the controller and allow the aircraft to fly itself off the runway. Don't yank the controller back to force the aircraft midair. As mentioned before,
Precisely
your
what I
airspeed
did.
in kilometers per hour is indicated
Here,
in the
up.
top left corner of the HUD. In the top right-hand corner of the HUD is your altitude in meters. Between the altitude and speed indications is your heading table. With positive climb established, raise the landing gear by pressing G. In the center of the HUD is the pitch and roll indicator. And on the right side of the HUD is your pitch
Left
ladder,
control
vertical
and
velocity
flaps
indication.
up.
Go ahead and raise the flaps and pressing left control and F. This concludes this lesson starting with the SU-25T, taxiing and taking off. You can end the lesson now by pressing the escape button.
Well, this thing definitely ain't the SU-25. But this is a cast plane, so that's kind of expected. Oh, design is similar. Not much different. But definitely does not respond to controls as well as the SU. Yes, a lot of G's.
105 в воздухе.
Yeah, it's sluggish. Pretty damn sluggish. Permission to buzz the tower.
Переведи в набор. Переведи в набор.
Ooh, that was a helicopter. Nice.
Предельный. Атаки. Предельный. Атаки. Предельный. Атаки. Предельный угол атаки. Предельный угол атаки. Предельный угол атаки.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Now, let's try to land this thing as well.
На 260.
Guidance. Why is my radar not on? I have no idea. I guess we're gonna have to eyeball it. Do something good, that's eyeballing.
Осталось 1500 килограмм.
Can deploy everything? Yes. All we gotta do is to slow down.
Прошел ППМ-3 на 260.
Still coming in a little bit too hot. Bad. Flaps up, brake up, throttle up, gear up. Yeah, I should have started turning sooner.
Выпустить шасси. Выпустить шасси.
Gonna make a little bit of
Выпустить
distance.
шасси. Выпустить шасси. Выпустить шасси. Выпустить шасси. Выпустить шасси. Выпустить шасси. Выпустить шасси.
Yes, lady. I did retract the flaps. Takes a bit. Let's not go too fast.
60. Прошел ППМ-4 на 260.
Well, not there. We gotta go right. There it is. Okay, now this time let's do it right. Flaps down. Gear down. Down. So far, so good. Brakes. Our marker, that's good. Parachutes. Brakes. Smooth. All right. Got the chutes. So we gotta do the reverse. Okay, good. Shot down. Flaps go up. Brake retracted. Easy peasy. Although it's a little bit stiff, I definitely like the SU-27 hell of a lot more. Good. Now let's see if we can do something with a dogfight and actually shoot down people. And I'm gonna kill Noob Life for not joining me tonight. He promised. Let's see. Is there a scenario where I can actually dogfight? Air-to-air missile engagement. I don't even know how to make a custom mission that was done by Noob Life. I'm gonna have to figure that out in the next following days. But let's try to kill something. Flying is one thing, but we want a dogfight. So, follow instructions to learn the basics of using radar and infrared. Dude, I need to shoot down people. I don't want to learn about the radar. God damn
In
it.
this lesson, we'll build upon what we learned using the radar scan mode to locate targets, lock them up with sensors,
BVR scan
and
mode
launch a
and
missile.
pressing 2 key.
First, go ahead and enter BVR scan mode by pressing the 2 key. Great. Now go ahead and press I to turn on the radar.
Switched
In
on.
the center of the HUD, you'll notice a rectangular box. This is your target designator, or TDC. You'll use the TDC to lock targets displayed on the HUD. Move the TDC around using semicolon up, period down, comma left, and slash right. Because we have some air-to-air missiles loaded for this lesson, we can see the selected missile type indication below the antenna elevation scale. In this case, 27ER, that stands for the R-27ER long-range radar-guided missile. You can cycle the missile type by pressing the D key. Once you feel you have the hang of moving the TDC around, press the space bar.
2 types. So we got 6 missiles in total. Press the space bar.
I have now activated a hostile aircraft coming directly at you, co-altitude. You can see on your radar it's a line with 2 dashed marks. Move your TDC over the contact and press enter to lock it up. Once locked up, Press the
Aha.
space bar. Now that you have the target locked up, you have some new information displayed on the HUD. The circle on the HUD indicates the location of the locked target as seen through the HUD. Above your altitude indication in small numbers is the altitude of the locked target. Above your speed indication is the speed of the locked target. The A symbol to the left of the range scale indicates that the fire control system is an automatic one and will automatically change the range scale to match the range to the locked target. Attached to the bottom of the range scale is an arrow that indicates target vector. If the arrow is pointing down, it is flying towards you. If it is pointing to the right, it is flying from left to right, and so on. Along the inside of the range scale are 3 bars and an arrow, as indicating key range indications. The arrow indicates the target range in reference to the range scale. The top bar is the RMAX indication and represents the maximum flight range of the missile. The middle bar is the RTR indication that represents the maximum range.
So this bar is the actual range.
Still expect to hit the target, even if the target.
So he is within the missile range. Okay.
The bottom bar is the RMIN indication that lets you know the minimum range at which you can launch the missile and still expect to hit the target. Once the target range arrow reaches the RMAX bar, you'll see an LA launch authorization indication.
Launch authorization. Okay.
However, let's wait until the target reaches the RTR indication, then press the trigger on the joystick or press the space bar to launch the missile.
Okay. So we gotta wait until this bar gets into the range. 10 nautical miles. So that's a little bit closer. There we go. He's in range. Fire. And let's see whether this is gonna hit.
Nice job. That was pretty easy, huh? Press D now to select the R-27ET long-range infrared guided missile.
Okay.
As before, slew the TDC over the new target flying away from you to lock it up and launch the missile.
Okay. Slew the TDC over to new targets. Where is the new target? A10. We gotta select that. Then we go enter. Okay. It's not in range. Or it is. Go, little one, go.
Well done. The R-27ET is a good missile to use in concert with the IRST for stealthy attacks. Those are
Nice.
the basics of using air-to-air missiles. You can end the lesson now.
Aw, that's it. Come on, dude. I'm just getting started. Let's see the debris. If I can catch up. Nope, he's gonna crash and burn. There he is. Okay. That's how it works. I mean, Noob Life was just giving me some instructions, but wait, I should have a cannon as well, right? Right. Switch to that. Okay, cool. now when we figured that out, because Noob was explaining a little bit, but I'm busy at the moment. Go to instant missions, and there you can select different things to do. Okay, we'll try that. Instant action. Su-27. Bomber intercept, gauntlet, ground attack, challenge. Let's try the bomber intercept. I'm gonna kill you, New Life, by the way. We were supposed to play this together. Okay, intercept all enemy aircraft. Threats: F-5E, B-52, F-4Es, F-16Cs. Okay, I'm gonna get my ass blown up, but fine. 2 fighter escorts detected or Westland. Intercept all hostile aircrafts. Okay, let's enter the BVR modes.
Второй. Облучение 12 часов. Второй. Облучение 12 часов.
901. Обнаружена цель. 216. Удаление.
Almost in
45.
range.
На 9000. Сближайтесь. 101. 901.
It's number
Обнаружена цель. 217. Удаление. 40. На 9000. Сближайтесь. 101. 901. Обнаружена цель. 224. Удаление 60. На 10 тысяч. Дистанция не меняется.
Okay, I have another one coming. Switching to close range. Radar. Wait, do I have close range? No?
Второй.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
12 часов.
That's no bueno. So I have a lock.
Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка. Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка. Предельный угол
Второй.
атаки.
Облучение 12 часов.
Предельный угол атаки.
Второй.
Предельный
Облучение 11 часов.
угол атаки. Предельная
Второй. Наблюдаю воздушную цель 10 часов.
перегрузка. Предельный угол атаки.
Looks like a missile.
Цель рядом.
Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка. Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка.
Второй. Облучение 1 час.
Предельная перегрузка. Предельный угол атаки.
Come on.
Второй. Облучение 11 часов.
Атаки. Предельная перегрузка.
Второй. Обнаружена цель 2, 6, 8. Удаление 3, 0.
Атаки. Предельная перегрузка. Скорость предельная. Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка. Скорость
Hey, that's a friendly
предельная.
SU-27.
Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка. 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 Предельный угол
Второй.
атаки.
Облучение 8 часов.
101. 901.
Fuck away from me, motherfucker.
1-0. Удаление. 2.
Предельная
На
перегрузка.
4000.
Предельный угол атаки.
Сближайтесь.
Предельная
Второй.
перегрузка.
12 часов.
Обнаружена цель. 0, 2, 6.
Наблюдаю воздушную цель 9 часов.
500.
There.
Дистанция не меняется.
Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка. Предельный угол атаки. Предельная
Okay, come on,
перегрузка.
come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Облучение 7 часов.
101.
Okay, how the hell do I lock?
Обнаружена цель. 3,
I think he's within.
Удаление. Обнаружена цель 1, 5, 3. Удаление 4.
901. Обнаружена цель. 1, 6, 4. Удаление 4. На 3000. Дистанция не
Предельная
меняется.
перегрузка. Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка.
Второй. Облучение 3 часа.
Предельная перегрузка.
Come on, motherfucker. Oh no, you won't. Not this time.
Второй. Облучение 5 часов. Второй. Облучение 2 часа. Второй. Облучение 6 часов.
We'll gun you down if I have to. For some reason, my BBR missiles isn't gonna work.
Наблюдаю воздушную цель 6 часов. Второй. Облучение 8 часов.
Jesus Christ.
Второй. Облучение 8 часов.
101. 901. Обнаружена новая
Второй. Обнаружена цель 3. Второй. Получил повреждение.
Come on, friendly, work with me.
Получил повреждение. Второй.
Oh, I got him.
1500. Сближайтесь.
Get fucked.
101. 901.
Bitch.
Обнаружена новая цель. 2, 4, 8. Удаление 0. На 1500.
Ooh.
Расходитесь.
Oh shit, I got tail now. Friendly, thank you for leaving me.
Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка. Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка.
Shit. When you suddenly lose that lock sound in the airplane, does not mean he lost lock. He's dead spot on your radar warning sensor. Ah, cool. Now, if you can tell me how to equip the short-range missiles, that would be very helpful.
Предельный угол атаки.
Because I
Предельная
can't shake this
перегрузка.
motherfucker.
Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка. Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка.
Okay, we gotta move away. You have no idea. Thanks, bro. I thought you played this game before.
Второй. Облучение 7 часов.
Okay, that's my plane, right?
Второй. Наблюдаю воздушную цель. 11 часов.
Slow down, slow down. What the fuck is he? B-52? I think this guy is actually on my tail. Yeah, he is. Cool. That's a B-52 and I'm gonna fucking kill him.
101. 901. Обнаружена цель. 042. Удаление.
Наблюдаю воздушную цель. 6 часов. Второй. Облучение 6 часов.
Closer. Okay, why I cannot fire?
101. 901.
God damn it, come
Цель
on.
рядом.
Arm them. Goddamn missile. Do I have to fucking gun down this guy too? Guess I'm gonna have to. Although he's a... Oh, he's firing. Uh-oh. Come on, you scum. Man, this is hard. Let's try BVR. Number 3, right? And it says enter. Yes. Hasta la vista. Bingo. He's gone. I think I had a missile on me.
Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка. Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка. Предельный угол
Lock the target
атаки.
close range press C.
Предельная перегрузка.
101.
Yeah.
Предельный угол атаки.
Figure that out.
Предельная перегрузка.
063.
Though I have no idea where the hell that friendly fucking left me.
Дистанция не меняется.
Второй. Облучение 6 часов.
Yeah, he went to the airfield. That's cool. Thanks, bud. This guy's gonna fuck me up. Come on.
Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка. Предельный угол атаки. Предельная
see him.
перегрузка. Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка. Предельный угол атаки. Предельная перегрузка.
Well, I'm gonna take you on a joyride, buddy.
901.
Let's hit the deck.
Обнаружена цель. 3, 5, 6. Удаление 0. На 3000. Дистанция не меняется.
Yep, I see him in the mirror.
Пожар левого двигателя.
Son of a bitch.
Пожар
Did he got me?
левого
Yeah, he got me.
двигателя.
He got me with a cannon. But what the fuck? I mean, why the hell my wingman actually left me? Like, he literally went to land, and he left me fighting with 2 fighters. What the fuck, dude? Come on. That's so lame. Okay, let's try this again. So, we switch to BVR. Enable radar. Yeah, okay, I'm on the intercepts.
Второй. Облучение 7 часов. Второй. Облучение 7 часов.
Does that mean he already fired? I don't even know. Could be. There he is. 3. Enter. In range. Fire. Get fucked. That's one less to worry about. Okay, let's find the next one. Wingman my ass. Wait, was that the only guy? Oh, because I took off again. Okay, so I killed them all. I think. Oh, there's an enemy AVAX. But yeah, it was practically I just literally respawned in the air and killed the guy. The first group of attackers has been destroyed. Additional aircraft has been detected approaching from the south. Okay. Ooh, phantoms. Mm-hmm. This is gonna be interesting.
Второй. Облучение 9 часов. Второй. Облучение 8 часов.
2, 0,
Второй. Облучение 8 часов.
на 11 тысяч. Сближается. 901. Обнаружена цель. 202. Удаление 35. На 11 тысяч. 101. 901. Обнаружена цель. 225. Удаление 50. На 10 тысяч. 101. 902.
Облучение 9 часов.
252. Удаление 60.
Okay, why am I not getting...
11 тысяч. 101. 901. Обнаружена цель. 254. Удаление 60. На 11 тысяч. Сближайтесь.
Cycle the bloody radar, come on. I gotta figure out this BVR thing. For some reason it's not really working for me. Okay. Nope. Seems like they're beyond my reach. I got other fighters coming. Strange. Yeah, well, note to myself, don't skip the bloody tutorials.
101. 901. Цель рядом.
They're high, 35,000 feet, that's why. Okay. So we gotta climb. Okay, I can see ya. So away. Now, how do I cycle targets?
Пожар левого двигателя.
God damn it. I think I got hit
Пожар
again.
правого двигателя. Отказ
Yep.
РЛС.
Shit.
Отказ ОЛС. Управляй вручную.
101.
That's no bueno.
Цель рядом.
Отказ гидросистемы. Пожар левого двигателя. Пожар правого двигателя.
Okay, we're gonna need a hell of a lot more practice, and actually you shouldn't be doing this on your own alone.
Управляй
Okay, what the
вручную.
hell just happened? Anyway, that's enough for today. Congratulations, you have been awarded Air Medal. For what? For dying? Because for some reason my radar did not want to lock? But then again, I killed a guy with a cannon. I guess that counts. But anyway, that's going to be enough for today when it comes to DCS. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I hope that I didn't embarrass myself too much, but take into account that this is my second time actually playing the game, and the first time I played it for an hour and a half. So with a little bit of practice, hopefully next time it's going to be much better, and I hope that Noob Life this time is not going to stick me up and let me fly on my own. So I blame you, Noob. It's all your fault. Okay, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Have a pleasant evening.